Yo, what's good, Laker Nation? Listen, I need every single one of y'all to sit down because what I'm about to tell you is something that happened this morning at the Crypto.com arena that I genuinely never expected to see from LeBron James. Not in 23 years, not in 4 championships, not in 10 finals appearances, never. Because LeBron James, the king, the man who has built his entire public persona on confidence, on control, on never showing weakness, just sat down on the Lakers bench in an empty arena with one single spotlight illuminating him like a scene from a movie, and he did something that I've never seen him do in his entire career. He apologized, not a PR apology, not a corporate "we'll be better" statement. A raw, genuine, from-the-gut apology to the Lakers fans, to his teammates, to the city of Los Angeles for what happened last night in Game 5. And then, after the apology, after he took full responsibility for the loss, he looked into that camera with the most terrifying expression I've ever seen on his face and made a promise about Game 6 in Houston that sent chills down my spine. So let me tell you exactly what happened because Laker Nation, your king just fell on his sword and sharpened it at the same time. Hey, what's up everyone? Real quick before we get into everything, that like button is literally what determines if this reaches hundreds or thousands of fans. Takes 1 second but makes a huge impact on the channel's growth. Just smash that like button right now. It's the easiest thing you can do, but honestly, the biggest way to support this content. Every single like pushes this further, so hit it now. Let me give you the full context of what went down last night because it's important to understand how bad things got before you can appreciate what LeBron said today. Last night, Game 5, Crypto.com arena, the Lakers had a chance to close out the Houston Rockets and advance to the second round. They were up 3-1 in the series. They were at home. The building was packed, electric, ready to celebrate. And for 3 quarters, it looked like it was going to happen. The Lakers led by 12 points in the third quarter. The crowd was going insane. The Rockets looked beaten, and then the fourth quarter happened, and everything fell apart. Houston outscored the Lakers in the final period. Jalen Green caught fire. Alperen Sengun dominated the paint, and the Lakers offense completely collapsed. The final score was Rockets 99, Lakers 93. A 6-point loss that felt like a 50-point loss because of how it happened. The Lakers didn't just lose, they choked. They had the game in their hands and they dropped it. And the individual performances told the story. LeBron finished with 6 turnovers, including 3 in the fourth quarter alone when the game was slipping away. Austin Reeves, who had been so fired up about returning from injury, shot 4 for 15 and finished with just 14 points. DeAndre Ayton had 18 points and 17 rebounds, which sounds great until you realize that Sengun was getting whatever he wanted defensively in the final 12 minutes. The series that was supposed to end last night is now 3-2, and for the first time, there's genuine fear in Los Angeles that the Lakers might actually blow this, and the media predictably went absolutely nuclear this morning. Stephen A. Smith opened First Take by saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that if the Lakers blow a 3-0 lead, it would be the greatest embarrassment in LeBron James's career and possibly in NBA history. Skip Bayless came out of whatever cave he's been hiding in to tweet that LeBron doesn't have the clutch gene and never did. Every analyst, every podcast, every sports show spent the entire morning dissecting the collapse and pointing fingers. And the biggest finger was pointed at LeBron, the turnovers. The age, the fatigue. Father Time finally caught the king was the headline on 3 different websites this morning. And normally LeBron responds to this stuff by being defiant, by posting cryptic Instagram stories, by giving dismissive press conference answers. But not today. Today was different. And what made it different is the single most shocking thing I've seen from LeBron in 23 years of watching him play. So here's what happened. A small group of reporters was given access to the Crypto.com arena this morning for a practice day availability, and when they walked in, the arena was dark. Not game dark, not dimmed for effect dark, empty seats, no music, no activity on the court, just silence. And sitting alone on the Lakers bench, with his headband still on, with his practice gear on, sitting under what appeared to be a single overhead light, was LeBron James, and he was just sitting there, staring at the court. not at his phone, not at a playbook, at the court. Like he was replaying every possession from last night in his head. Like he was watching a ghost version of the game unfold on the empty hardwood in front of him. And when the ESPN reporter approached and asked if he had a moment, LeBron didn't look up. He just said, "Yeah, sit down. I have some things I need to say." And what followed was unlike anything LeBron James has ever said publicly. He started with the apology, and his voice was different. Not the confident, controlled, media-trained LeBron voice. This was quieter, heavier, like every word was carrying weight. He said, "I owe an apology to the fans who paid money to be here last night expecting to see us close this series, to the fans who have supported this team through everything this season, to my teammates who fought their hearts out for 36 minutes and then watched me give the ball away 3 times in the fourth quarter when we needed every possession. I failed last night." That's not Stephen A's opinion. That's not Skip Bayless's take. That's a fact. The leader of this team turned the ball over 6 times, 3 of them in the most critical moments of the game. And a leader who does that doesn't get to make excuses. A leader who does that owns it, so I'm owning it. I was the reason we lost Game 5. Me, not Austin, who's playing hurt and gave us everything he had. Not Ayton, who grabbed 17 rebounds and battled all night. Not JJ Redick, whose game plan had us up 12. Me, my turnovers, my decision-making in the fourth quarter, my inability to close the game when my team needed me most. That's on me. Bro, I had to pause my screen. LeBron James just took full responsibility for the loss in a way I have never heard him do. Usually it's "we need to be better as a team," or "we'll watch the film and make adjustments." But this was, "I failed. It's my fault. I'm sorry." From LeBron James, the most accomplished player in NBA history, standing in an empty arena apologizing to the fans. And the reporter, clearly sensing that this was a historic moment, asked the obvious follow-up. "LeBron, the media is questioning whether age and fatigue are finally catching up." Stephen A said this could be the greatest embarrassment of your career if the series is lost. How do you respond? And this is where the LeBron that I know, the competitive monster, the man who has been fueled by doubt his entire life, came roaring back. His head came up, his eyes locked onto the reporter, and the sadness, the vulnerability, the apology that had been in his voice 30 seconds ago was gone, replaced by something cold and hard and absolutely lethal. He said, "They say I'm old. And you know what? I agree. I am old. I'm 41 years old. My knees hurt every morning. My back screams at me after every game. I take ice baths that would make a normal person pass out. I spend more time in recovery than I do with my family some weeks. I am old." He paused. "But I'm old enough to know something that Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun and those young Rockets don't know yet. I'm old enough to know how to finish something. I've been playing playoff basketball for 20 years. I have seen everything. I have been down in series. I have been up in series. I have been in exactly this situation before, where the world counts you out, where the media writes the obituary, where everybody thinks the story is over, and every single time I've come back. Every single time. So when Stephen A. Smith says this could be my greatest embarrassment, I say, Stephen A., save your screams for the championship parade. Because we are not coming back to Los Angeles without winning this series." The reporter asked about the turnovers specifically, about whether LeBron needed to change his approach for Game 6. And LeBron's answer showed exactly why he's been the best player in basketball for 2 decades. He said, "The turnovers weren't because of age. They weren't because of fatigue. They were because of decision making. In the fourth quarter last night, I tried to force plays that weren't there. Instead of trusting my teammates, instead of making the simple pass, I tried to be the hero. I tried to carry everything on my back like I was 28 years old and could just bulldoze through 3 defenders, and Houston made me pay for it. 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter, 3 possessions where we could have scored and instead gave them the ball. In a game we lost by 6, those 3 turnovers are the difference. And that's on me for thinking I needed to do it all instead of trusting the guys around me." Then he addressed his teammates, and this part was genuinely moving because you could hear the guilt in his voice. He said, "Austin Reeves came back from an oblique injury to play in this game. He wasn't healthy, he shouldn't have been out there, but he insisted on playing because he loves this team and he wanted to help us close the series. And what did I do? I put the team in a position where his sacrifice didn't matter because I turned the ball over at the worst possible moments. Austin had a tough shooting night, 4 for 15, and I know the media is gonna kill him for that. But Austin Reaves is not the reason we lost. A man who plays through an injury to help his team doesn't deserve to be criticized. He deserves to be thanked. And I'm thanking him right now, publicly, because what he did by suiting up last night was courageous. The shooting will come back. His heart was never in question. He talked about Ayton next. DeAndre had 18 and 17 last night, 18 points and 17 rebounds. That's a monster game from any center in the league, and Stephen A. Smith had the audacity to say he looked like he was on vacation in the Bahamas. 17 rebounds is a vacation? In what world? DeAndre Ayton has been everything we needed him to be in this series. He's been physical. He's been aggressive. He's been the anchor of our interior defense. And the fact that Sengun got going in the fourth quarter isn't because Ayton wasn't trying. It's because the team defense broke down. It's because my turnovers led to easy transition baskets that demoralized the entire group. When the point of attack fails, the whole defensive structure collapses, and the point of attack last night was me. Then LeBron stood up from the bench. He rose slowly, like a man shouldering an enormous weight, but when he was standing, he looked 10 feet tall. He walked to center court, stood on the Lakers logo, and turned back to the camera. And what he said next is the part that's going to be played on every sports show from now until Game 6. Game 6 is in Houston, the Toyota Center. They're building their crowd, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna walk into that arena and I'm gonna play the way I played in Game 3 when I had 29 points and threw an alley-oop to my son. I'm gonna play with the intelligence of a 23-year veteran and the hunger of an 18-year-old rookie. I'm not going to force. I'm not gonna try to be the hero. I'm going to trust Austin. I'm going to trust Ayton. I'm going to trust Marcus Smart, who has been phenomenal in this series. I'm going to trust JJ Redick's game plan, and I'm going to make the right plays instead of the spectacular plays, because right plays win championships. Spectacular plays win highlights. He paused, looked down at the Lakers logo beneath his feet, and said, "But let me also make something very clear to the Houston Rockets, to Stephen A. Smith, to Skip Bayless, to every person who thinks they just watched the beginning of the end for LeBron James. You haven't. What you watched last night was a 41-year-old man have a bad game. That's it. A bad game. After 20 years of playoff basketball, after breaking every record imaginable, after 4 championships and 10 finals appearances, I had a bad game, and the world acts like I've never been here before." His voice got harder. "I've been here before. I've been down. I've been counted out, and what I do when I'm counted out is I remind people why they should never count me out. Game 6 in Houston is going to be the last game of the Rockets season. I'm going to make sure of it. Not with turnovers, not with hero ball, with the kind of basketball that has made me the greatest player to ever live. And when it's over, when we've won, when this series is finished, I want every critic who spent today writing my obituary to remember what I said in this empty arena. The throne still has an owner, and the owner is coming to Houston to reclaim what's his." He turned and walked toward the tunnel, his footsteps echoing in the empty arena, and I'm sitting here, hours later, still processing the duality of what I just witnessed. LeBron James apologized and declared war in the same interview. He took full responsibility and promised destruction. He was vulnerable and terrifying. That combination, that ability to be honest about failure while simultaneously radiating absolute certainty about what comes next, that is what separates LeBron from every other athlete on the planet. That is why, at 41 years old, he is still the most dangerous player in the NBA when his back is against the wall. Houston should be terrified, not because LeBron is angry, because LeBron is focused. An angry LeBron makes mistakes. A focused LeBron is the most unstoppable force in basketball history, and the man I saw standing on that Lakers logo this morning was focused in a way I haven't seen since the 2016 Finals comeback against Golden State. Game 6, Houston, the king is coming, and God help anyone who stands in his way. I want to hear from Laker Nation. Is LeBron gonna close this out in Houston? Was he right to apologize? Drop it in the comments. Hit subscribe, smash the bell. Game 6 is coming, and I'll be here for every second of it. Peace.